Hello, everyone, and welcome to Homes with Heena. I recently restored a patio table, and this video is a documentation of how I did it. So let's check it out. For this table, I use glass mosaics, glass beads, marble chips. The white flowers are marbles, and on a plywood, and I've all grouted all together. Our original top was a glass top that got shattered during Hurricane Beryl, and that's what it looked like. I was definitely not ready to part with it or buy in another one, and so I thought I'm gonna change the glass top to a plywood because glass top was expensive, and there was a fear of what if it shatters again. So I went with these pressure treated plywood that I found in Home Depot. This is a 3/4 inch sheet that my husband helped me cut it down to the shape and also sanded it for added protection. Okay, after putting the plywood and the table frame together, I had to find something to fasten the table legs to the plywood. So I found this copper strap that has punched holes in it. I don't know what it is used for, but it is going to be useful for me. I'm now marking the hole for the umbrella because I do have an umbrella that goes into the table. And in retrospect, I should have done this earlier before I laid down the tiles because you will see in the next part of the video wherein it was a pain as we drilled the hole later on. But obviously, it didn't work for us at the time. But that is something that you can keep in mind to drill your holes, get all your things done before you lay down any materials on the table. One quick comment that I would like to make here is if you plan to work on a project like this, make sure that you get all your materials together and lay it down at least once, whether you start on the project right then or not, but just get all your materials together to make sure you have enough. I bought the glass mosaics from Hobby Lobby last year thinking I'll work on the project, but I didn't get to work on it until this past couple weeks. When these tiles are in their packagings, they look quite a bit and you feel like you have enough. But when you open and spread them out, you realize that it's not actually that much.
My mommy made this and she made the whole entire border. She's starting off with these corners, these side corners. What you see, these are all glass pebbles. And she bought it with her own money. And then she's going to put that X, you see that? She's going to put the pole in there for the umbrella. And then when we're done, it will look extremely beautiful. Bye bye. This is Mama's channel and mine.
That was my little one explaining. So yeah, basically I worked with on the four corners first, and then I went to the middle section of the table. It did take me quite a few hours because I wasn't sure what design would look best. But really, it came to a point wherein no matter what you do, it's gonna look good because you're putting your heart and soul in it, and it's your unique design. So there's no comparison for it. Don't waste your time thinking, overthinking on this thing. After all, this is your design, your project, and you're taking something that was broken and fixing it. You're giving it a second chance, a second life, and you're repurposing something. You're not throwing something into the dumpster. You're not throwing your money away buying new stuff, but you're reusing something that you already have and making it better. Now, once you have laid down all your tiles, you like your design, you like what you're seeing, it is time to glue those tiles onto the plywood. In order to glue the tiles to the plywood, I'm using ready to go mortar and I'm using a spatula. Basically, you grab a little of the mortar onto the spatula and you apply on the back side of the tile. Just like how you would apply a jam or butter on a toast, you basically take a little bit of it and then gently press it down so that it sticks onto the plywood, and then you move on to the next tile. In this project, some of my tiles were thicker and some were thinner. For example, the marble chips were a lot thicker than the glass beads. So I had to adjust the mortar on the back side of each of these tiles. For example, for the marble chips, because they were thick enough, I had to use less mortar. Wherein the glass beads, I had to use a little bit extra mortar to kind of bring them up to the same height as the marble chips. So to keep that uniformity, you have to work on each pebble, each tile separately so that you can adjust the amount of mortar that goes under the tile. And that's the complete table. It did take me a few hours to get it all done, and my back was in pain, but it's done. And now this is time to grout. Okay, for some reason, I thought that grouting would be the easiest part in the whole process, but trust me, it was the most difficult part, I would say. You do get used to it after 5-10 minutes into it, and you figure out how to work with this material. But for me, because these tiles are so small, tiny, cleaning the grout over them was the tricky or the challenging part, because every time I would clean the tile, I'm also cleaning or getting away some of the grout and making the grout lines a little bit deeper, which was making the table bumpier. So I had to reapply the grout, kind of make sure that I'm not wiping away the grout in between the grout lines. And this is what I meant earlier when I said make sure you drill all the holes, prepare the surface before you lay down your tiles. Because we figured as we were drilling, little parts were flying into the mortar, into the grout, and sticking onto it. So I had to vacuum up those particles out to make sure that you don't have anything stuck into it. But that's how I finished off grouting, and you can tell that the tiles still have some grout left on it, and I just left for it to dry, because the more I was wiping, the more grout I was removing from the grout lines. And this is the final product. I had to use a steel wool in the morning after it was all dried up. I literally gently scrubbed it, and the grout came out just fine from the tiles. So don't stress about it. It's not the end of the world. And look at my table, guys. I am so impressed. I did spray a sealer on top of this after 3 days of drying. So after the grout was applied, I waited for 3 days, and then I sprayed the sealer on top, wiped it down, and this is the final product, guys. I am excited to use this table this fall, and I hope this video was helpful, maybe inspiring to some of you. Maybe there's something broken that needs to be picked up, restored, or repaired. But I feel that is what home ownership is all about. It's not just paying mortgages, but also taking care of little things that are part of your home. Thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, do you mind hitting the like button and also follow me for more such content? Thank you, and I wish you a fantastic day.